Folks, welcome into another Ice Time Hockey Southwest Sunday special. We're visiting today with a very special guest, somebody I've known for a few years now, Jonathan Kozak. We're talking hockey sticks today. We're talking a little bit about tournament time coming up, and as everybody says, you build your hockey team from the goal out, right? You want to go out and stop the puck as much as possible, and Jonathan is the inventor of the newest goalie stick, soon to be on the market, we hope, right?
Yep.
We got a few patents out of the way right now. We got the design process complete.
And utility.
So we're getting close, and we're going to talk today about the Kozak cut. So Jonathan Kozak, tell us a little bit about, first of all, how you got started playing goalie and what behind us became a dream of yours.
Became a hockey fan back in 1965 and started to play goal in 1966. Did not have multiple equipment back then, no face mask, no chest protector, no blocker, and my actual leg pads were my grandmother's sofa. And then as time
legitimate pillow pads, right?
Yep. But then as time went by and things started being created by CCM and Bauer, we started to get the equipment, and I became a stand-up style goalie. And I played goalie for 30, 40 years, already to 2002.
So people down here that are now seeing the Tucson Roadrunners for their second year in existence, tell us about the Phoenix Roadrunners, because you were a big part of that. I look around and I see pictures of you. Phoenix Roadrunners was your life for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was actually watching the Phoenix basketball team at a game, and a woman came in front of me and we started talking about hockey. And when she left, the man sitting behind me said, "The Phoenix Roadrunners are starting this season and they're for sale downstairs." And I looked up at him and I went, "Wow." And I jumped up and I ran down, and I was the fourth person to buy season tickets. And I bought front row season tickets, and I was there from 1989 all the way to 1999. And that's when the Phoenix Mustangs took over.
Right.
And I stayed with them, and I also worked for the Roadrunners and for the Mustangs.
So for people that don't know, hockey in the Desert Southwest has been here for a long time. You've
Yeah.
been a big part of it, playing goalie. And then something kind of clicked with you, right? You started seeing butterfly goaltenders, and you decided that there's something you could do to help them stop the puck better. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, what was happening was I've been an inventor of multiple different things over the years. And a friend of mine came up who I hadn't seen for a while, and he said, "Are you inventing anything?" And I said, "I've been watching the butterfly style goalies unable to stop the 5-hole goals again and again, and they were unable to pass the puck while on their knees, and they were unable to block passes while on their knees." And I said, "Yep, I've invented the idea of a brand new goalie stick called the butterfly style goalie stick." And my friend said to me, "I think I can make that for you."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, let's give it a try." So looking behind us, you can see, and the first one didn't work. The second one didn't work. The third one didn't work. The fourth one didn't work. The fifth one didn't work. And when he did the sixth one, I looked at him, I said, "That's it, we're there." So then he made a bunch of them for me. He brought them home to my house, and I started fixing them up and putting all the stuff on it and painting them and coloring them. Then we decided to let some of the local people give it a try.
Right.
So I took my prototypes out, and over about a year and a half, I let just about 100 local goaltenders use the butterfly style prototypes. None of them gave up a 5-hole goal.
Oh, how nice is that?
Then I started posting it, and I've been getting contact after contact for the last 4 years to almost 200,000 goalies all over the world. I even got a contact from a goalie in Japan,
Wow.
in China, in Europe, and tons of goalies in Canada and the United States asking me, when is this going to become a reality?
Very nice. So you took the steps, and let's go through the process. We talked about how you went through the 6 different steps to find the one that was right. Okay, tell us what the process has been like. You and I talked, you told me 4 years ago. I don't believe it was that long ago, but we talked about this a while ago. And tell me what that process has been like, getting the patents, doing the things that you got to do to try to get this thing approved for play. Well, first of all, let's talk about the dimensions of it. It's a legal goalie stick, isn't it?
It is a legal goalie stick. I can show you a picture at some point where my goalie stick matches the NHL specifications. And the difference in, if any of you remember the Curtis curve,
Right.
the problem with the Curtis Curve was the stick, the top of it curved, and that was hard for players to hold it. So by putting the slight change on the shaft that we did, now goalies can hold that stick just like it's a regular hockey stick.
Jonathan, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to show people the Kozak cut. We're also going to compare it with the Curtis Curve. And we're going to tell them a little bit about how goalie sticks have evolved. We'll be right back in just a minute with another segment with Jonathan Kozak.
In today's odor elimination, sanitizing, and deodorizing market, air spaces and fabrics are treated with very aggressive, highly toxic, and often very dangerous but cheap chemical-based solutions. These chemicals have harmful residues and pollutants that can impact your health and the well-being of those around you. This is the bad news. The good news is there's something better. That something is Oxy Pal. Oxy Pal is a fast-growing company based in Phoenix, Arizona, with franchises opening across North America. Oxy Pal has developed a way to eliminate, not mask or disguise, all organic-based odors in any airspace or on any fabric surface with ozone, also called trioxygen. Ozone is present in the atmosphere, and it is what protects our planet, our environment, and every living thing on Earth. Through years of research and development, Oxy Pal has perfected a way to harness and apply this powerful solution to purify air spaces and fabric surfaces safely and effectively, eliminating all organic bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens on the molecular level. Oxy Pal has designed and perfected many next-generation and evolutionary alternative products and services safe for people, pets, and our planet. The solutions offered by Oxy Pal are stronger, safer, non-toxic, and a great value. Visit our website and online store today at www.oxypal.com. On our website, you can make a service appointment, buy products, or learn more about us and our great franchising opportunities.
Back with another segment with Jonathan Kozak. As you can see, I'm holding the prototype, the Kozak cut, TKC, right?
Yep.
What was the thought process about turning this into a butterfly style goal stick? What did you have to do to the goalie stick to make it work?
Well, let me show you a picture of the Curtis Curve.
Okay.
And you'll understand. For years and years in the NHL, the Curtis Curve existed. And as you can see, they put a curve on the shaft.
Yep.
But the problem is that they bent the shaft like this. So it was very hard for them to hold the stick and pass the puck or stop it. And when you taped it really big, like the tape on the end of this stick, this came off the ground and it defeated the purpose of stopping wraparound goals. So when we decided to redo this, we also wanted goaltenders to be able to stop 5-hole goals. The problem is when they go into the butterfly position, this is how the stick sits on the ice, and the puck would keep coming in here and here. So when we created the new butterfly style goalie stick, when they now put the stick down, when they're in the butterfly position, this protects the 5-hole. It also allows them to block passes while they're out, and you can also stick handle and pass the puck while you're on your knees. We also changed the shaft. We left the shaft right here, just like the Curtis Curve, but then we did this. This way, when this stick is on the ice, it does protect the 5-hole. It allows you to stick handle and pass the puck, and that is something that no other stick that exists today can do.
That's a key feature right now too, because you see a lot of the goaltenders wanting to play the puck, wanting to be a part of the offense, right? So
Yes.
if they're able to move the puck from not only the standing position, but also from the butterfly position or on their knees,
Correct.
makes a big difference, right?
Correct. They can stop the shots going around the back of the net, make passes while standing up, block 5-hole shots while standing up. But now when they drop into the butterfly position, they can also block the 5-hole. They can block passes. They can make passes. They can stop a wraparound goal when they can't get there. And then if one of their players starts to take off, they can make a pass with the shaft to their own player. That cannot be done with any stick that exists today.
Very nice. The other thing I like is, and you were telling me this off camera, that when you build the knob on the end of the stick, which goalies like because they want to hang on to that thing when they're doing a poke check, right? That does not affect this part of it as far as coming off the ice, correct?
No, not at all. And what's very awesome about this is that, as you know, all players, especially goalies, need to pick up their stick when they drop it.
Right.
But without something like this on it, they can't pick it up. But with this on there, now they can pick it up, but they can still keep it flush on the ice to stop 5-hole goals.
And I know how much 5-hole goals bother you, because every time I look up, I'm getting a text message or a tweet or something from you telling us about there's another 5-hole goal. You think that could be stopped with this stick, don't you?
Absolutely. Like I said, the 100 goalies that I let use the prototypes, none of them gave up a 5-hole goal.
Very nice.
And I actually let a specific person who had contacted me, who was playing in a game, and the referees allowed the stick to be used, and that person had never won a game. And his team was curious when I showed him the stick, and he gave it a try, and at the end of the game, they won 6-1, and the only goal went over his blocker.
Ah,
No 5-hole goals.
impressive.
Yes.
So let's quickly bounce back to the Curtis Curve, which I'm holding here, but this has been around for a long time, right? I mean,
Yes.
Christian came up with this years ago.
Yeah, and if you watch many pictures, you'll see many goaltenders in the past who were using this stick.
And when they went to this, it was revolutionary, wasn't it? I mean, people looked
Absolutely.
at it and said, wow, what did you do to the goalie stick?
Yes.
So the Kozak cut coming in now some, 20, 30 years later, it's like, this is revolutionary. Why are people not just like, well, they are clamoring for it, but what's the holdup right now for you to get this thing in production and to start selling this thing on the market?
Well, the first thing I had to do after I created this was to get a patent.
Right.
And I got the design patent, and I actually spoke with Bauer.
Okay.
And Bauer was very interested in it, but they made a suggestion to me that in today's world, the utility patent is very important.
Right.
So about 2 years ago, I decided to apply for the utility patent, and it just arrived this February.
Very nice. And you showed me a couple of copies of it. It's
Yes.
pretty impressive, right? That process isn't easy, is it? It's not like something you send in and tomorrow they send it out to you.
Well, most of the case it isn't, but I was very lucky in that I had met 2 people at the patent office who worked with me, and when I created the design patent, it took a while for me to get it. I had to make change after change after change. But when I got to the utility patent, I just made one very small, minor mistake. They passed it on to me. I corrected it. And now when people read my utility patent, they all contact me and go, wow, did you write all that? And yes, I did. It's very impressive.
Jonathan, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the future of the Kozak cut. And I know you got some big things going on, but we're going to hold that till we come right back.
All right.
We'll be right back in just a minute.
The Ice Den Scottsdale has always been the coolest place in the desert. Now with the addition of the Ice Den Chandler, our 2 locations hosting 5 sheets of ice make the Ice Den your home for youth, travel, and adult hockey leagues. Our nationally recognized Learn to Skate programs offer world-class instruction for skaters of all ages. Our pro shop features equipment and apparel with the top hockey and figure skating brands. 18 Degrees Express with the Chili Bean Cafe make the Ice Den the perfect place to host your next birthday party or special event. Visit us online at coyotesice.com.
We need you. We need you.
We need you to support Wildcat hockey.
The Wildcats are back in action, and it's time to show your U of A pride at the TCC Arena. Please call for tickets or come to the TCC box office. U of A hockey is affordable and fun for the entire family.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you to support U of A Wildcat hockey.
Back with our third segment of the Sunday special, and I've had a lot of fun already. But this is where it really gets fun because I think we're going to start to see the reality of this, aren't we, Jonathan?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about once the patents are done and you started working with somebody. I'll let you tell the story about idea buyers.
Well, I had a friend who lives out here who's from Canada and a goaltender. And when he saw my stick, he said, I have to use this. So I said, I'll let you use it if you let me videotape you. He said, no problem. So I did, and I started putting the video on YouTube.
Right.
And within 2 months, over 7,000 people watched the video.
Wow.
And they started contacting me asking when and where. Then on May of 2017, I got a phone call from Idea Buyer. They are a company that Inc. had lowered them to under 500 to 164 because they are a fantastic company.
Wow.
And they contacted me because they're from Ohio and their team made the playoffs.
Right.
And they lost in the first playoff.
Because of what?
Because they kept giving up 5-0 goals. So they contacted me saying they were very interested in this. So I talked to some friends of mine and we decided to contact them, and in August of 2017 we signed a contract with them, and they made it very clear that by August of 2018, this hockey stick will be manufactured.
Very nice. And that's the part where people start to get it in their hands. They start to be able to play with it. You start pushing things a little bit. You start pushing at maybe the college level, and then you push into the American Hockey League, and then hopefully the ultimate goal is?
It'll become in the NHL.
Yeah, that's what we all want to see, right?
Yeah, one of the funny things that happened was I've made 4 videos and over 22,000 people have watched the videos now. And 90% are very interested. You know, in our world, some people aren't.
Right.
But that's okay. And when this became a reality, we started getting contacted by goalie after goalie after goalie after goalie asking when, where, how can we get this? We want it, we need it. And all of my local goaltenders who've used it are still contacting me saying, we used your prototypes, we love it, when can we get the real one?
So at this point, Idea Buyers is doing the work for you at this point, right?
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about price point. Has that been discussed yet, what this goalie stick might retail for?
Well, in our world, and I'm not sure how many people really understand this, but when I started playing goalie back in the 60s, my goalie stick cost me $10.
Right.
My forward stick.
And that was a lot of money, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And my forward stick cost me $6, and none of them were curved.
Right.
All sticks are straight. And our stick will be curved when we create it. And nowadays, goalie sticks are sometimes up to $200, $300, $400.
Right.
And my offer is I would like our stick to be around $125.
Okay.
It's not about making a ton of money. It's more about supplying all the goaltenders who are butterfly style with the right goalie stick for them so that they can stop giving up more than 3 goals a game. And nowadays, you know, they're giving up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and they're just not happy with that.
So tell me a little bit about, we talked about the unique design, obviously, but talk about the composite. What's it going to be made of? What have you found? You told me something interesting off camera, and I want you to tell the guests that are watching today, what's going to make this stick a little different?
Well, the modern day goalie sticks are not all wood anymore. And when a slap shot fired at, 90 to 100 miles an hour, and the goalie makes the save when they're standing up, the puck rebounds up to 20 feet away. And that usually goes back to the offense that's shooting at them.
Right.
Where the wooden style goal sticks way back when, a hard slap shot, maybe 3 feet tops it would rebound, or it would just stay right there.
Yeah.
So I believe we're going to make the wooden sticks again.
So what's the process in a wooden stick versus a composite stick? For those that don't know what's happened, technology jumped ahead, right? And they all went out and they said, we got to make it lighter, we got to make it stronger, all of those things. But with that came the rebound.
Right, now here's another one of the prototypes that we make. And as you can see, this one has the straight shaft as opposed to the curved shaft. And what I learned when I talked to a manufacturer is that when they make the sticks now, this is just not one piece. What this is actually made out of is usually around 12 different pieces of wood. And the first piece will be like this, the second piece will be like that, the third piece will be like that, the fourth piece will be like that. And then when they put it all together, that prevents the stick from breaking.
Right.
And that will be what we will do also.
So the softness of the wood, though, is really what helps with the rebound control, right?
Well, the stick is very solid, but it's not super heavy.
Okay.
So it's just the right width and length and weight for the goalies. And now because it's all wood with fiberglass,
Yep.
it'll be fiberglass like this. You can't even see probably, but it's fiberglass.
Right.
And with the tape that we all put on it, when that puck hits the stick, it'll probably come back about that far and that's it.
Oh.
And that way we make the save. I can then cover it with my glove or I can just pass it.
Yep, exactly. So let's talk a little bit and we'll kind of wrap up the show today with your idea for what you want to see at all levels. I know that you have a soft spot in your heart for the young goaltenders. You've coached, you've seen some young goaltenders, you've seen them struggle. So I'm guessing this is something you want to bring from the very youth level all the way up to the NHL. Am I right?
Yes, I do. I would like to see the NHL use it, but more important to me is all the kids and all the adults and just all the goaltenders that are now butterfly style. Way back when, we were all stand-up style goalies.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
things changed slightly in the late 70s, but mostly in the 80s and 90s. And now 99% of the goalies all over the place are butterfly style. So they need a goalie stick that is made for them. And unfortunately, in today's world, still all the goalie sticks are stand-up style goalie sticks.
Jonathan, we always appreciate visiting. It's a great time. I love the goalie stick. I don't understand why it hasn't, been accepted by the NHL because, like you were telling me though, the NHL wants us to do what? They want to see goals, right?
Well, I don't know if the NHL wants to see goals as much as maybe the leader of the NHL.
Right.
But we, the fans, when we watched a 1-0 game
Right.
or a game that was 0-0 and went into overtime or even 1-1 or 2-2, and I don't know how many of you folks have seen this, but we have seen overtime 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overtime and no goals being scored. That was great. But for some reason these days, there are goals over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 again, and again because the stand-up goalie stick doesn't really help the butterfly style goalies.
Jonathan, we're looking forward to seeing the Kozak cut in hockey arenas everywhere.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
All right.